Hey Axis and Allies players, the good captain here. Welcome to video number 1 in what will likely be a 5-part series on Axis and Allies Europe. The purpose of these videos is to provide a competitive opening script for each power's first turn, as well as mid and long-range strategies for each. This series is not for beginners. It assumes that you have at least a working understanding of the rules of Axis and Allies and hopefully have played 1 or 2 games of Axis and Allies Europe. So with that out of the way, the agenda for this video and this series is as follows. In this first video, I'm going to introduce the game properly, then go into my resume and tell you why I think I'm worth a listen when it comes to Axis and Allies Europe. And finally, I'll close this video by making an assertion about this game that will be helpful to frame up the strategic videos that follow it. Video 2 will be the German strategic video, and I'll release that in conjunction with this video. Video 3 will be the strategic video for Russia. Video 4 will be both the UK and USA strategic video. I'll be doing those together. And the 5th and final video will be a discussion about balance, as well as Q&A, shoutouts, and just tying up any loose ends for the series. Axis and Allies Europe was released in 1999, and I bought this copy off the shelf in my local board game store as soon as it came out. It's the first board game to carry the title Axis and Allies since the one that started the whole craze, the Milton Bradley 2nd edition from the mid-1980s. And the most recent errata for it was published in November of 2005. And as I've said in previous video series, I feel strongly that no matter what board game you're playing, you should seek out the most up-to-date errata, print out a copy, and put it in the box with the game. It's especially true with this version because there are 2 rules changes, actual changes to the rulebook. So if you don't have that information, it might catch you by surprise when you're playing over the board. I've gone ahead and posted a link to the most up-to-date errata in the description box below. When it comes to my resume for Axis and Allies Europe, I've played approximately 35 to 40 games in the last 9 months. I played these games against 8 different opponents of varying skill levels. These games were played exclusively on the AAA game engine. All games were played online via the axisandallies.org website. I'll go into more detail about who I played and give shoutouts to this excellent team that helped me build this series of videos. I like to play as many games as I can against as many opponents as I can. I feel that this is the best way to find out what strategies actually work over time, which ones are actually repeatable and sustainable game to game. I just like to make sure that folks understand where I'm coming from before I start talking about what I feel are the best moves and strategies for each power. At any rate, that's my experience with the game. I'm now going to make a couple of assertions about this particular version of Axis and Allies that's relevant to understand before we get into the strategic videos. After repeated playings, it has become very apparent to me that this game appears to be on a 6-turn timeline. About 80% of the games that I played ended on turn 6 with either an Allied or a German win. Some games ended on turn 5, some on 7, some on 8, but again, the vast majority ended on turn 6. All of our strategies for Germany and the Allies are going to kind of hinge on this 6-turn expectation. I'm saying this now because I feel strongly that it affects everything from purchases to placement for each power. This is an assertion I just have to make right now. I hope it becomes clear in the strategic videos why this is, but I don't like to play hide the ball, so I'll just say the primary driver here is the fact that the economy is so imbalanced that if Germany doesn't get this thing done by the 6th turn, the Allies will start to overtake the Germans very quickly. So a German player that dithers around is very likely to lose this game. So that's my first assertion, that this game is more or less something that's going to be resolved in 6 turns. The other assertion I'm going to make is to say that I believe that this version of Axis and Allies was probably the most misplayed or misunderstood in terms of the rules. And to be more specific, I feel that the rules around naval combat were fairly misunderstood. I think that the best use of German submarines was not well understood, and I think that the victory conditions themselves were not well understood. I can't get into the details in this introductory video, but with regards to the victory conditions, just because the Germans take Moscow does not mean the game is over, and we'll just have to address that in the strategic videos at the proper time. So that's it for this introduction. I'm really looking forward to doing an in-depth analysis. I think there's a lot here that got missed, and I'm really excited to review this game. So I hope you'll go check out the German strategic video, and otherwise enjoy this series on Axis and Allies Europe. Thank you for watching this. All the best from the good captain, and bye-bye.